Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shot Breakdown. We're going to go over 4 college basketball games for Friday, March 3rd, 2023. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my $15 Bank Shot best bet, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the games for Friday in college hoops. First up, we go to the Big South as Gardner Webb takes on South Carolina Upstate. This one's going to be the quarterfinal round of the Big South Conference Tournament. It's going to be 2 o'clock Eastern on ESPN+. Gardner Webb has to be disappointed with how it ended the regular season, losing 4 straight games to Winthrop, UNC Asheville, Longwood, and South Carolina Upstate. This South Carolina Upstate team. But I have to say, I still think Gardner Webb is the best team in this conference. And I like their chances to win this game, and I like their chances to make a run in this conference tournament, maybe even win the whole thing. South Carolina Upstate played good basketball down the stretch this season. They've won 6 of their last 7 games going into the tournament, but still, the big thing for me was when you look at the shot quality data, I think Gardner Webb is the better team. I also look at the fact that USC Upstate really struggled on the offensive and defensive glass this season, while Gardner Webb, one of the better defensive rebounding teams in the country, they're also not too shabby of an offensive rebounding team, so they should be able to get to some second chance opportunities. They're not the best shooting team to begin with, ranked 180th, so right around the country's average in effective field goal percentage, but if they're getting those second chance looks, their offense should be fine in this one. And the defense, we already know it's a really good Gardner Webb defense this year, 92nd in the nation in adjusted defensive efficiency, really impressive for a Big South team. They force turnovers. They're good in the defensive glass, like I mentioned. They really defend the paint very well. So I'm going to take Gardner Webb in this game. I think they bounce back from those regular season games at the end. I think they win this game and cover the number in the end. Next up, we go to the American Athletic Conference as East Carolina takes on Tulane. This one's 7 o'clock Eastern. Now, these teams just played against each other on Wednesday. It was, they only get 1 day off before playing the second game of the season series. We don't usually see that a lot in these conference college basketball games. We saw it in the COVID year when they wanted to limit the traveling schedule for each team, but for the most part, you usually play a team once, you'll play them again later in the season. But now, this is a back-to-back virtually and a home and road season series. And we saw Tulane, who I think is the better team. They lost to East Carolina by double digits in the first matchup, 83-68. But we know East Carolina has really struggled on the road this season. They only have a few true road wins overall this year. And you got a revenge-minded Tulane team playing back at home where they play their best basketball, playing against an East Carolina team that struggles so much on the road. Like I said, I already think Tulane is the better team, certainly on the offensive end where they're ranked 80th in the nation in adjusted offensive efficiency. They take care of the ball. They're a really good shooting team, especially at the free throw line where they're 9th in the country. So I think Tulane's offense is going to be able to score much more than the 68 points it scored in the first meeting. I also think the Tulane defense is a lot better than what we saw in that game. East Carolina is a team. They're a pretty sneaky team, and I think they have been playing their better ball at the end of the season, even without arguably their best player and leading scorer in Javon Small. But I don't think they have enough in this game on the road. I think Tulane gets the revenge win and covered. So give me Tulane. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, we go to the conference tournament in the Summit League as North Dakota takes on Denver. This one's 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN+. Pretty tough matchup in my opinion here. We got two teams, I'd say, played pretty good basketball at the end of the regular season. We saw Denver win 2 straight going into the conference tourney, and North Dakota won 5 of their last 7 games going into the postseason. So, two teams in pretty good form, but I do think North Dakota had the better second half of conference play overall, and that could be seen in its nice blowout win over Denver back on February 9th. It was an 86-63 final score. Now, Denver shot 6.7% from 3 in that game, 1 of 15. We can expect much sharper numbers from Denver in this one from the perimeter, but even still, I don't think it's enough to grab the win here. I like the fact that North Dakota, although they're not an experienced team, neither is Denver, I like the fact that North Dakota takes care of the basketball a lot better than the Pioneers do. Denver this season, not only do they not force a lot of turnovers, but they turn the ball over on 21.3% of their possessions offensively. That's ranked 337th in the nation, while North Dakota does a really good job of taking care of the ball, 72nd in turnover percentage offensively. Neither of these teams are great shooting teams. Neither of these teams are very good defenses. You're going to see that in the first round of these conference tournaments, at least in the conferences like the Summit League. But I think that North Dakota is the better team, in better form, and I like the fact that they just blew out Denver not too long ago. So give me North Dakota. I'm going to lay the points. And the final game we're going to talk about for Friday's card of college basketball, it'll be in the MAC as Miami, Ohio takes on Buffalo. This one's 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN+. I will say, this is a pretty tough card in college hoops for Friday. I'll be treading lightly as we get ready for the Saturday card with a ton of games on the board. But in this one, I think Miami, Ohio, with a 4-game win streak going into this game, it's a tough road spot against a Buffalo team. It's not really easy to game plan against because the Buffalo Bulls, they like to really speed things up on both ends of the court. They're very aggressive defensively and aggressive offensively, top 25 in both offensive and defensive possession length. So I do think that Buffalo, a team like Miami, Ohio, that is sure comfortable speeding things up defensively, they're not necessarily comfortable doing that on the offensive end. This is a team that turns the ball over quite a bit. I think Buffalo is certainly going to be able to take advantage of that. They're also not a very good rebounding team. Buffalo, a very good rebounding team, especially on the offensive end, 70th in the country in offensive rebounding percentage. So Buffalo's offense, I think, is going to be able to score 80-plus points in this game. And the question would be, can Miami, Ohio keep up? And I just don't think they can. We saw that against Northern Illinois for Buffalo, where Buffalo went into Northern Illinois against a solid team that was 8-8 in conference play going into that game, and Buffalo scored 85 points. Their offense had their way basically from start to finish, and it was a game where Buffalo was in control from the beginning to the end. So I think this is a tough spot here for Miami, Ohio, and because of that 4-game win streak, we're getting a really good price fading them in this game. So give me the Buffalo Bulls. I'm going to lay the points. And that's it. Those are the games for Friday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.